Speaking of not seeing shit.
Galdrien, who's dead. Now that the real Galdrien's dead, fake Galdrien.
Becomes the real Galdrien?
No, he just stops existing.
I absorb all of his magical powers. That's how the duel's supposed to work.
No, you're supposed to suck it out. It's like a snake bite. Even though that's not true.
Where are you wounded?
I mean, not real artists. Daggers did that.
True.
They hurt like hell. I should probably grab those too.
Yeah, I don't know if you're here, Mike, but Gary was telling us what they would have done if he had rolled evens for her.
No, I want to hear what's the...
So the littlest effect that would have went off is she would have done the same damage to every enemy in combat. And after she absorbed at least one spell, they just kept getting more powerful.
Yeah, that's why when he said,
Gonna take her daggers.
not yet, no effect yet, and I'm like, oh no.
Huh.
So are we recording?
Yes, we are.
Oh yeah, we've been recording.
Oh. How fucking dare you record a podcast?
Yeah, you get to listen to all our sex stories again.
Yeah, that's fine. The listeners...
That's not all of
The
them.
listeners,
Hold on.
the listeners will love them, especially when I put out y'all's home addresses. You know, grandparents' address. It's fine.
Joke's on you, they're dead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you Papa.
I'm sorry for what you can see from heaven.
No, Papa would be like,
That's
damn right.
That just reminds me of Gravity Falls. It was like when Seuss is talking to his abuela and like, oh, you mean like grandfather in heaven? And he's like, oh, he's in the other place.
Speaking of the worst and most unfunny thing,
We killed Galdrien.
no, that's entirely too funny.
Did you, or you know, did Galdrien get what was coming to him?
So was that suicide?
I mean, was it painless?
I mean, I'm the one that killed him, so it wouldn't be suicide.
It seemed like it was pretty painful, so it can't be suicide.
Could be assisted suicide.
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't you try talking it out with him first? Jola.
Yeah, not a word.
Because
spoken.
you did not allow me to.
Oh, like
Joel.
that's ever stopped you.
Exactly.
Speaking of talking things out, welcome to the Average Adventuring Party podcast.
Where we do mouse stuff.
No, that's at the end. We do mouth stuff at the
Where
end.
our source, like our pant zippers, are open.
I mean, technically, yeah, sure.
And I guess my DMs too, if you want to slide in there.
No.
Not with like sex stuff, just like sending a DM saying, hi, how are you?
Nice.
Hi, how are you? Want to do mouth stuff, but not the physical mouth stuff?
I will find a dagger. I have a sword at home with an actual edge on it, so.
And you said you weren't an edgelord.
Right.
She's into hedging?
No, it'd be weeb because it's a little tanto.
If the FBI is listening, strike that from the record. It was actually a crime of passion, not premeditated.
Average adventuring party. We'll edge you.
I mean, so far the only thing it's cut is expanding foam.
Yeah.
Apparently it was perfect for that.
So we're changing the $69 tier to be the Average Edging Party podcast.
Oh my.
We'll just keep people clearly
Suspense.
hooked, and never actually finish the campaign.
No resolutions for you.
So would the $70 tier be getting one more and actually finishing it?
You know, somewhere in there.
I mean, because...
Well, sometimes you try not to finish something, but it ends up just finishing prematurely despite your best efforts. So.
Well, that's if people are shooting for the $69 tier, but get like the $45 tier.
But sometimes you end it, or you think you end it, but then it turns out you still got some more, another one in the chamber.
That's the $55 tier.
Okay, back to Dead Galdrien.
No, that's the $70 tier, which is, a 69 plus 1.
I hear if you drink
That's a crowd.
pineapple juice, you can make your you can make your podcast go for even longer.
You make your podcast taste better.
I don't think anything can save this.
Yeah, there's no. Speaking of making your
See you next time, everyone.
our resident podcast expert, Steve.
Holy shit, Steve's on this podcast? Changes everything. So speaking of changing everything.
He's been editing me out of every episode.
Yeah. That's why Steve's not on. The first thing I do is just delete his channel.
And it's such a pain in the ass because all the mics are in the same room. He has to go through and delete me from everyone else's channels, too.
No, the real killer would be if he ever had to delete me.
Yeah.
Actually, we all come through about the same amount.
Yeah.
It's just that your waveforms are bigger.
That's right.
Some people have bigger waveforms. No, game stuff. Game stuff.
Game stuff.
This is what they pay for.
Holy shit, we're getting paid?
You're getting paid?
We're doing stuff?
Waves?
Game stuff.
We'll do game stuff for money.
We're at 14 minutes in the recording as of me saying this, and we have not gotten to game stuff.
We have
we'll
a little
do
bit.
game stuff for mouth.
No, so speaking of game stuff.
Then Galdrien, Crumbling Tower.
Wow, man.
Steve normally does the recap.
Yeah, so-
we need to have her do
okay.
this.
That's all I'm doing.
Rewind a little bit. We were supposed to meet with Elena, the matron of House Tabacunon. Cree pulled aside Saiyna and gave her some things saying something to give to Galdrien, and kind of hinted that she is Random's sister, though Galdrien didn't hear that, and no one else knows who Random is. And gave Saiyna a box saying, "Don't tell him it's from me," or that you. And it also contained a letter written in Elven, but in Draconic letters or Draconic handwriting, and told Galdrien to duck, and he ducked, and
Said a couple of other things.
yeah, and also was like, "You need to stay where you are." I assume that means Hycosia, or he assumes that means Hycosia, but they got attacked by a copy of the original party who pushed in our shit a little bit, honestly. And eventually we overcame them, and now the tower's falling apart, and Galdrien grabbed his duplicate's shit, and he's also probably going to grab some daggers because he needs to get a present for Ardith, or else she'll get all mad at him.
She won't get mad at him, but she'll be really grateful after this.
She's not mad, she's just disappointed.
What about the cookies?
He got the
He already got the
Oh,
cookies.
did
Yeah,
he grab
yeah.
the cookies?
That was
Okay.
before he
Explicitly-
looted the bodies.
Yeah.
Explicitly picked up the bag of cookies because
Okay.
he's like, okay, Suna's going to get real
Suna's
mad
gonna-
if I let anything happen to her cookies.
Yes, no, she's gonna get mad.
And we are now in a crumbling tower, having looted the bodies, and we need to find Madame Tabacunon.
Well, maybe if you would have talked instead of just fought the guy.
Enough talking. Tower
So-
is shaking.
Yeah, so as the tower is shaking, all of the Lantern Archons have fled, plunging you guys into complete darkness.
Right.
There are sounds of pieces of ceiling just crumbling and falling all around you, and just hitting the floor with these deafening crashes.
Does anyone have any torches or anything like that? Oh, shit. And Galdrien holds out the song blade that his other self has. Come on, glow, you stupid sword.
Can I pull out the swords and let them glow?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you both light up your weapons.
And I'm gonna pick up Jola and sling her over my
Does
shoulder.
my sword look familiar?
No.
Okay, it's like just completely.
It
I say my sword.
It's yours now.
It seems familiar in that it is a song blade of elvish make.
But it's not that song.
But
blade.
it is not a familiar song blade. The one you had previously kind of had when you swung it, it sang like a stringed instrument.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably some kind of bass woodwind.
You have a lightsaber.
No.
Well, shit. Do I see what direction the would likely have our hosts would have likely come from?
So, the people you just fought, we'll say, came from the north end. There's a large set of double doors that Iacus had kicked open. To the south is the set of doors leading to the roof where you landed, and to the east and west are windows about a story up.
Okay, so safest thing to do would probably be to get to the roof and take the magic carpet up, assuming that it's still there. But there is also a possibility that the Madam of House Tobacudon is in danger, and so Galdrien's going to. It only takes about a second, but he does the calculus in his head, and he's thinking, we could get out of here and get safe, or we can make sure that Belena, is it Belena, am I saying it right?
Baleen.
Baleen, yeah. Make sure that Baleen is safe. And he's going to turn to Rhys and Jola and say, if the carpet's still here, you're welcome to flee, but I'm going for Baleen.
Well, okay. And Rhys will start turning back towards the carpet and then be like, fucking contracts. And then fly along with you.
And then we're going through the doors that Iacus kicked in.
What is Jola doing?
I can put you down.
Oh, yeah, she had picked me up, so I'm going wherever she's going.
I put you up to shut you up.
Oh, okay, well, I'm riding along.
Okay.
And probably talking.
Yes.
But you're not making any indication that you want to go back to the carpet.
No.
Okay, then.
No, I'm just still chatting on about, we don't know where she is, and you could have talked to them, and,
We're hoping-
maybe we could have found out more information about the Sky Dweller.
I'm hoping the blood will go down to your head and you'll get a little dizzy and stop talking.
She's like, I'm carrying you normally. Now I'm carrying her by the ankles till she passes out.
Yeah.
So you go through this dining room into a hallway, and then think about that classic hollow spire that just has a spiral staircase going all the way up. You find yourself on a landing. There's a staircase going up and a staircase going down. When you look down, we'll say the floor is somewhere between 11 bajillion feet down and impossibly down.
Right. We're not getting down before this thing comes down.
When you look up, there is another floor, another landing that has a door on it, probably about 10 stories up. And as you look up that way, there is another crash, and then the set of doors that were up there just fling themselves off and slam into the opposite wall, and just hit and then tumble down past you guys into the nothing. And from where you're at, you see a gigantic scaly claw that's probably bigger than Saiyna, just kind of like punch its way through and start scrabbling around. And when it doesn't grab onto anything, it like latches onto the landing and starts just pulling chunks of rock up. And then you hear this great inhalation of breath, and it just...
As soon as Galdrien hears the inhalation of breath, he is out of that stairwell.
Yep. You duck back into the dining room just as this red gold fire incinerates everything in the stairwell.
So, what color was the scaly arm?
We'll say it was red.
Okay.
Dragon. And Galdrien's going to grab Saiyna by one of her hands and grab Rhys and just haul ass.
All right.
back towards the roof.
Come on,
So
hand me, you cretin.
Oh, hush.
just grabbed him by the wings.
And by the way, just grab him by his feet.
Why is everybody grabbing the fucking Pixie all the time? I'm gonna develop a complex.
I mean, he grabs you to stop you from going into the. He doesn't like
So-
hold on to you.
I mean, you'd like it if one of the brothel girls grabbed you.
So here's what I would like you guys to do. We're gonna have a skill challenge.
Oh, dear Lord.
We haven't had one of those in a while.
Well,
But,
at least
but you get 2 + 2 from me for skill
Yay.
checks.
Oh, yay.
So
He's like,
go ahead.
I'm all out of all these
Except for
bills.
me.
Go ahead and roll me some initiative.
Okay, so 19.
Hey, that
Or
works.
21 since we have +2.
Holy crap. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay.
So, Jola,
I got math. What is 19 + 7?
26.
26.
Rhys.
7,
Oof.
Did you add my 2?
9.
I mean, it's an initiative check and a skill challenge. It shouldn't really be.
No, it just determines your order.
Yeah.
Galdrien
21.
and Saiyna.
24.
So, this is the first skill challenge of season 3. We've made some changes around this place, and I want to see you guys shape up. So, the new rule is that you cannot, instead of limiting your skills, we're limiting your attributes instead. You can't use the same attribute you previously used, and you can't use the same one the person before you used. So,
So,
Saiyna, no, Jola,
No.
you're first. Galdrien screams out dragon, pulls everybody back into the hallway. There's this burst of fire, and now the tower seems to be coming down faster. What is your plan to, we'll say the goal of this is to get off of this tower and not die?
and how high up? Where on the tower are we?
So,
Like
You-
on the 17th floor?
no, you're...
Just checking.
When you guys landed, you were probably 50 stories up.
Oh, 50.
When you
Oh.
when you looked down the center of the tower, it was significantly higher than that.
Jola, you should talk to it. Stay behind and use that diplomacy. Tell it how good it is, I'm saying from Galdrien's hand.
What
Should
diplomacy?
Never have agreed to go to this. I even paid for the carpet. It's my money, Rhys.
Carpet might still be
Cheapskate.
there. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, how do we get there? We're not getting there. Do you
Yeah.
not see all this falling around us? So, we're in a hallway or in the dining room?
You're back in the dining room.
Back in the
We
dining
can
room.
go back the way we came still.
Well, then, I mean, I'm gonna attempt to jump off her shoulder and book it towards the way we had come.
Wait.
The gnome.
No, 1 second.
Oh, okay.
The gnome is
She beat
like,
me by
I
2.
can run faster.
So give me a sounds like an athletics type check. So you tell me what stat you would be using.
Well, I'm gonna go with Born in the Enchanted Forest because there's lots of tree limbs and everything to spin and jump off of, and I would be running home because you can spin and jump and run home.
No, I don't think that's a good justification. If you can use that some other way.
Well, forests would have like squirrels and stuff, and I'd be chasing after them or running from them, one of the two, when I was a little kid. So I'd be running, so I'm pretty quick at running.
No.
I'm quick at running of stuff after me, though. If the squirrels and stuff were chasing after me,
I think you need to maybe look to use that in a different way.
Don't look at me.
and I don't really have anything else I could use. People person would have nothing to do
So
with this.
think about everything that could ever possibly happen in a magical forest. And is there perhaps a creature you encountered there that you could emulate its movement patterns to get out of a crumbling building?
Oh.
or maybe some kind of magic to.
A snipe.
Or even people person, because she's bound to have annoyed people before and had to run away from them.
No, wait, I got an idea. Yeah. Since I got holy magic and shields and stuff like that, so can I, light up just a little bit to kind of
Light the
be.
way for us.
I was gonna say I would be like the shining light of this is the way to go path,
Sure.
but I don't know how that goes with born in the enchanted forest. Well, I would lead the missionary. It would be better.
It's more than just a position.
Sometimes missionary is the best way to go.
No. But so I could do missionary. I was leading my flock out.
I fucking knew it.
So I can use missionary. Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
We'll say that's a wisdom.
So that's 17 on the die. Missionary is 20. Level 24.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So Jola sends out a way as the floor and the ceiling are crumbling. She sends out this light that you can follow and is able to use her shield to repel most of the pieces that are falling. You get to the other side of the dining room, kick open the doors, and you climb up the stairs in time, or climb down the stairs in time to see basically that entire landing just fall off with the carpet. The guy screams as the whole thing goes down. When you get outside, you realize a couple of things. First is that you can no longer see the stars. The second is that you can no longer see any other buildings. And the third is that from somewhere down below you, there's this horrendous cracking noise, and the entire side of the tower that you guys are on just starts to slowly fall. Saiyna, now it's your turn.
Fun.
You can't throw a dagger at it.
I know I can't throw a dagger at it. Saiyna doesn't have daggers.
She's like, I can still hug it though.
Could be Spider-Man and try to crawl down the
I don't think I'm going to
pieces
get down
that
in
are
time.
fallen.
I don't think we're going to get down in time
Oh.
doing that. I don't think I can climb faster than we can fall.
All I can see is Deadpool, the chick. Superhero landing.
I don't think Saiyna could survive a 50
Yeah.
story tall superhero landing.
I think we need to get onto the dragon.
Oh, I was going to say some of the pieces that are fallen from the building that are lower, Maybe you could ride them
Perception's
down.
wisdom, isn't it?
Yes.
And she just used
She
wisdom.
just used
I
wisdom.
just
Okay.
used wisdom.
Okay. I think of attribute. Investigate.
2. 2.
I'm going to look for an easier way down.
Okay. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Okay. I'm like, that's intelligence, right?
I mean, to be fair, the easiest way down would just be to stand there and.
Yeah,
let
which
yourself
is way
fall.
down that does not involve us being crushed to death.
Oh, well, you got to be specific.
There, is that specific enough for you?
I give it like 7 out of 10.
Okay, here we go.
You didn't say anything about being burned to death. Or...
No.
That's going to be bad. I just rolled a 2.
So what's your total?
I'm going to add perceptive into that. So that's going to be a 10.
Oof, yes, that is bad.
So you added...
You added the +2 to that?
Oh, no, I didn't. 12.
That's still bad.
That's so bad.
Can I expend a bardic inspiration to let her add a d6 to that?
I can tell you it probably wouldn't help. Not on a 2. Just to save you the inspiration.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the
So-
skill challenges fuck us because we can't.
So
Roll worth a damn.
Saiyna, you find yourself passing effectively another floor, and then another floor, and then another floor, and you just grab everybody and leap off. We'll say Rhys is probably the only one who doesn't immediately fall and have to cling on to the edge of this, what with being able to fly. As Rhys pulls himself up, there's Jola, Galdrien, and Saiyna holding on to the edge of this building that looks like it has just been sheared off straight. From somewhere in this room, you hear growls, and it's Galdrien's turn.
I hear growls in this room.
Yes, from somewhere behind Rhys.
All right. Knowing that that's probably a dragon, and that dragon is very large, and that Rhys is very squishy, Galdrien is going to rush in.
Oh, Galdrien's hanging on.
Oh, and he's going to pull himself up and try to make a grab for Rhys and pull him out of the path of where fire is probably about to come out.
Okay.
So go and use mercenary, and I'll say dexterity. That is a 15 on the die, so that's plus 23 plus 2, so 25.
Okay. So, Rhys, you turn around to see what Galdrien is getting upset about when, for like the 17th time tonight, his hand just reaches up, grabs you by the legs, and yanks you down below floor level.
You son of a bitch!
Right as a huge gout of fire bursts through the other side of the door. You guys are once again in free fall, and unfortunately, Rhys, your tiny wings cannot hold yourself and Galdrien. So it is your turn.
I want to try and... So a lot of my magic is chaotic, fey magic. So I'd like to try and see if I can't warp the building out to catch us a little bit. It may be with fire, since I'm in fire form.
A little fire never hurt anybody.
Yeah, I mean... But, I'll use my magic to do that. So,
So what stat and what skill?
I'm going to say wisdom and impulsive, because trying to save people with fire is probably...
Not the smartest thing?
That seems reasonable.
A very risky
Hey, it's
thing
like a
to do.
jetpack.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
Does that make him a jet pixie?
Let's see, that's...
Don't forget my 2.
Oh, yeah. 27.
15.
15. So,
Oddly enough, trying to save people with fire.
Bardic inspiration?
sure.
Okay. 19.
Okay. So, you guys get
Got another 4 of those.
get pulled down by Rhys, who's trying to warp the building out, and you just start bouncing against it, just clanging around, taking all kinds of scuffs and scratches. The outside of this building is sandstone, and the inside of the building is somewhere between marble and metal in places. When you are looking down, you feel yourself falling, but the ground doesn't seem to be getting any closer to you. From out of nowhere comes that carpet guy, who is white knuckling the carpet. Manages to get under you before something just snakes out of one of the windows and snatches him off the carpet.
Fuck no, he sacrificed himself to save us.
We'll always remember you, whatever your name was.
Jola, it is your turn.
So we landed on the carpet?
There is a carpet somewhere down below you. You guys are still in free fall. The guy was basically in the process of bringing it up to you.
He was really earning that tip.
But it's still below us. Can I see it?
Yeah. But you're going to have to do something because apparently it is still decelerating or descending at the same rate that you guys are.
So what does the building look like
So
that we're near?
So think
Follow
about
us.
that literal classic Arabian spire. So it is just a tall tower. It's got a very decorative cap, and down below you somewhere is ostensibly another building. The side of the building, for as far up as you can see, has basically been shorn off, and falling down below you are all kinds of bits of debris.
So there's a side of the building that I'm falling again, like parallel to, right?
Yes.
And then there's probably another level of the building that juts out.
We can talk about it.
Because, go with me here. I'm thinking, can I grab my shield and ride it kind of like a sled down the side of the building to where I can kind of go like this towards the carpet?
Sure.
That's a cool ass move.
So athletics.
Sounds like a good athletics check.
And can I use that with the Born in the Enchanted Forest? Because there's lots of trees to jump between. And
Yeah, you probably
I probably
use this maneuver a couple of times in the
Down the
forest.
trees. Yeah.
There are some like waterfalls that flow upwards that you're.
Yeah.
And there's probably some hungry animals that have chased you before, giving you.
Kiss the die.
Just don't fuck it up.
Yeah, because we're at 2 and 2 right now. It looks like.
Don't fuck up.
Oh.
I might have. So that is 11. 15.
15.
I can't. I'm gonna go ahead and say I probably can't do bardic inspiration more than once a go around.
Nah. So, Jola takes her shield and starts skating along the wall as she's falling, and it starts throwing sparks off. And as she does, the spire below you guys just starts rumbling, and then out of every available window bursts these. It looks like water at first. But the way it's waving around, it looks alive. And one just snatches Jola up off the side of the building and yanks her into a window. Rhys turns around to be like, haha, and just slams right into one of these.
That's what you get.
Galdrien is falling, and Saiyna grabs onto him. And they just slam into one, and immediately your skins start burning as you are yanked into the window. In the center of this room is what can only be described as a cube
Oh God.
that is probably 200 feet in any given face. And it has these huge pseudopods that it is just slamming things around. Let's see, that was just Jola. Mm-hmm. It's now Saiyna's turn, as she's a pretty savvy person. She's seen oozes before. Mm-hmm. This looks like a collection of oozes has gotten together and made this one massive one. Mm-hmm. And when you look around, all of your party members are
Covered in goop.
Goop!
Are either grasped by a tentacle or being pulled towards the center.
Okay. I'm just gonna straight up attack it.
Okay.
Cause hey, my bow does 60 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So please don't fuck up. Please don't fuck up. Okay. 25 versus its AC.
Was that using strength or dex?
Astral bow.
No, so don't give me the attack modifier.
Okay.
Give me a
Okay. Still.
stat and a
Probably
skill.
Bodyguard.
Okay. Hang on.
Bodyguard with dexterity, maybe?
Yeah, the loyal protector. 8. Math. 21.
Plus my
22.
23, 24.
Yeah. 24.
24. Still a success. You... Excuse me.
Probably with strength.
Okay. So you take your bow and you just shoot a hole in the pseudopod that has a hold of you and Galdrien. It drops to the floor, and you are on a landing. There's still, you're back in the hollow tower. There's something going on above you, and there's still the sounds of dragons below you. But you and Galdrien find yourself sitting in this pool of mildly irritating acid while Rhys and Jola are being pulled towards the center of this creature. It is Galdrien's turn.
As soon as he's free, Galdrien is going to grab his newly pilfered loot with one hand. He's going to start tapping on the fingerboards. And, oh, fuck, the action's so high. And he's going to do a power slide as he's doing it with one hand. And he's going to take his hand that has the tattoo on it. And he's going to slam it down on the ground to try to summon forth that boar spirit.
All right.
We're going to use Wandering Minstrel for this along with Charisma. That's a 19 on the die, so that's going to be 28, 30, 35.
Nope, doesn't make it. Sorry.
And because I have expertise, I am going to say, did I clear it by more than 5?
Yes.
Then I get an additional effect of some sort.
What would you like that effect to be?
I would like that effect to be to erase a failure.
That's fair. So you call forth the magic and summon this boar spirit, and kind of up out of the ground, it takes you by surprise because it apparates underneath you, and as you're riding, it gets higher and higher and higher, and soon Galdrien finds himself on the back of a just this really gnarly tusky boar that stands maybe 15 foot at its shoulder, and it has both tusks and horns and just weird little bits and bobs of bone sticking out of it. And whenever one of those pseudopods looks like it's going to slam down on Saiyna, it just charges straight through it and blocks it by breaking it in half, and the pseudopod just dissipates, splattering the ground with more acid.
Climb on, everyone!
You have access to Saiyna at the moment.
Saiyna's not going to let you tell her twice, so...
Yeah.
Yep, so you pull it up.
And then you're going to turn it around to try to get to Jola and Rhys.
So Rhys, this thing is pulling you in, and as it does, one, it is burning the hell out of you, and two, you can see the sort of withered remains of various races inside the center of this.
Well, I know my spellcasting's wisdom based, but I'm going to use intelligence for this because, one, I'm pissed off and I know a lot about fire, but two, I know oozes are very viscous and goopy, and what happens whenever you mix fire and goop. So I'm going to use science and magic, you know. Let's see. That is. Can I apply gambler to this? Because I'm just pulling shit out of my ass and taking a huge gamble.
What happened to the sanctity of science?
I mean,
This is
a gamble.
risk that we're talking about.
Yeah. I'd say that's fair.
That's 15, 19, 21.
21.
Is that a success? Is that a success? Please be a success.
No, it's a double failure.
Oh, no.
Basically, just start boiling towards the center.
Yeah, so
My goal.
past a certain point, this tentacle just slams you into the main body, you and Jola both, and Rhys just starts channeling as much heat as he can, and all around him, him and Jola, a pocket forms of basically hardened goop. So there's a small space. Rhys is he's concentrating on making room for himself. Jola, you're in here with him.
By accident.
And that's well and good, because now you have something to stand on in the middle of this creature that's not dissolving you, but Rhys is also burning up all of your air. So now Galdrien and Saiyna can't see them anymore, but there is just this maybe 5-foot bubble in the center of this gelatinous cube.
I've burnt the jello.
That is glowing white hot.
I mean, that could only be them.
Jola, it is your turn. You are not slowly suffocating, but rapidly suffocating, and also it's about 150 degrees.
Yeah, you're cooking.
I finally get to kill Jola! Yeah! I mean, it was an accident, Your Honor.
But if she dies, we lose our +2.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
that.
Fuck, I can't kill her yet.
Well, here's the kicker. While you can't see her, you don't get her +2 anyway.
Can I see through the bubble?
No.
Like I can't see out of it or anything?
Nope.
Basically, it's opaque because
It's a giant hamster ball. Maybe
Yeah.
you can just push it out.
Jola
Make
runs
it
really
sound like
fast.
we're a turd. Like,
No, Jola runs really fast against one side.
Does it move any?
I mean,
you can make a skill check and
I
find
know.
out.
sounds like a great skill check.
I mean, it could be liquid core and a die.
Hamster ball. Hamster ball.
And you're just spinning
Hamster
in the
ball.
tentacle.
Yeah,
We've got the
it's like
two smallest party members in a hamster ball. We got to make this happen.
Yeah, but I don't think I have any background to use towards it. I mean, that doesn't really fit missionary or born in the enchanted forest or people person.
Maybe people person to get Rhys to stop using up all the air.
Or people person to convince Rhys to help you with your plan.
Yes! I'm going to try to
That's a
convince convince Rhys to stop what he's doing and let's, hamster ball our way out
All right.
of this goo.
Charisma and people person.
Yes.
We also need a hat with goop.
And it'll be like drippy letters.
As long as they're not.
That tracks. Yes! Yes!
Oh, fuck me. I just erased one of our failures. You can't just fail right back.
Oh, I got a 1.
Oh
It's a one.
Oh,
Joe
no.
trying to convince Rhys not to kill her and to be helpful. That's.
I mean, it tracks,
I
but...
mean,
We're going to have to take this boar into there.
I am so
let's
sorry.
not try
That
to sneak
is
attack
such a
him
sad
out.
fail.
So, Jola,
You waste air while the air is burning around you.
Jola is trying to communicate what she wants to Rhys.
It's probably coming out as all choking noise.
Yeah, through the tears, Rhys misunderstands what she wants and starts focusing the heat and starts burning through one side of this bubble. And as he does, there is now a high pressure jet of acid that's squirting in.
This is a bad idea. What do you mean?
From
Not what I said.
from outside,
Uh-huh.
you guys see basically something pop and then a series of small explosions as whatever that bubble is gets bigger and then starts getting filled with acid, and then about 300 more pseudopods erupt from the outside of this thing and start slamming around. Saiyna, it's your turn.
Okay.
I know.
I would like to use strength to convert my bow into swords and try to snicker snack this hamster ball out of the tentacle and free.
All right.
Okay. And I'm going to add oil protect to that. It's have to babysit you assholes.
You can say fucks.
We're behind
7.
the paywall. Oh, wait.
I can't see her. anymore.
Correct.
Okay. 7. Okay. Damn it. 17.
17.
Bardic Inspiration?
Sure. You're close enough.
Which is a what?
D6.
D6.
18.
20.
Is that good enough?
20 is enough.
Yay!
So, Saiyna, Galdrien is trying to lead this boar spirit, kind of over and under and through, and keep from getting slammed into the wall or pulled into the center of this this empty tower. When you just grab one of this thing's horns and yank its head so that it charges full blast out into the open, it launches you two out into the gelatinous cube, where you just start hacking away with your astral swords, burning chunks of this away. Galdrien, you are standing on these very temporarily solidified masses of it, when you look back and realize the hole that she carved in is starting to close in behind you. So it is, let's see, there's Saiyna, now it is Galdrien's turn.
All right. Galdrien is going to... oh, crap. So I can't use the same thing that I used last time.
Correct, and the same thing she used, the same
Use
stat.
Strength. That's okay. Oh gosh, I can't use my second lowest stat. Oh no. Oh geez. Oh no. Okay. Going to let's see. I think Dex would probably be a good one. Maybe Int, but I think Dex would be just managing to get in through that hole, grab them both. Because I don't think there's any way Galdrien's going to be able to grab Saiyna, but she can also looks like she's able to take care of herself with hacking her way through. Reach in, grab them both, and just yank them out.
Yeah, sounds like a good dex check.
Use Mercenary for that, too. That's a 13 on the die, plus... And now I can actually see her, right?
Yes.
So 15 plus... 23, 25. Does that clear by 5 or more? I'm not going to do the same thing.
25? Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to do the same thing. I feel like that would be kind of cheesy.
Yes, I wouldn't let you.
But could I use that to get us a reroll?
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Okay.
So
A party-wide reroll.
Yep.
Re-roll.
Rolo.
Reroll.
A Rolo.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, don't say that. The evil
she'll
GM
be out
puppy
the
will
door.
come in. Yeah, so Galdrien, just as soon as you hit, Saiyna starts slicing away to keep the entryway opening, and Galdrien just runs as fast as elvenly possible to the edge of this bubble, bursts through, grabs Rhys in one hand again.
I can leave you in the acid if you want.
grabs
Then I don't have to pay your retainer.
grabs Jola with the other hand and just yanks both of you out and starts booking it back the other way.
I can breathe.
I
Rhys.
liked it the other way.
It is Rhys's turn. There is a rapidly closing hole in this thing, and Saiyna is only able to keep a small area around her clear.
I would like to, and tell me if this is not possible, but I'd like to use charisma. I would like to call out to the being that gives me my powers to take care of the ooze.
Okay.
To make it disappear or whatever. And I'll use deceitful for that.
Sure.
$20?
All right.
I think 20 passes. I think.
Mine did.
Oh, that's what you get for thinking. So, what does Rhys say to call out to this individual?
Okay, Father, help us out.
All right. Galdrien, as you've got a hold of Rhys, he starts yelling. you're about to hit the end of the tunnel, and right before it closes, there is a very calming blue light, and everything goes still.
Don't know what you're talking about. Quit looking at me.
Yeah, when you look back, Saiyna seems to be frozen in place. If you let go of Rhys and Jola, they are frozen in place as well. And this through the blue light, you see a very slender hand just kind of reach through the edge of the cube and hold out to you. And then when you don't immediately take it, it just kind of like waggles itself up and down.
And I'll grab. I've still got a hold of Rhys though, right? Or did I?
If you probably let him go.
I'll say I'm not leaving without them as I take its hand.
When you take it, it pulls you, and you are standing on the landing. There's the episode title. Standing on the landing. In front of you is a man. He's probably vaguely your size. He might be a little taller and thinner. He has a very ornate set of clothing that's kind of like yours. His skin is very, very pale blue, almost translucent, like you can see the veins running under his skin. And he looks at you. You realize his hair is kind of vaguely blowing, even though there's no breeze. And this creature, the gelatinous cube behind you, is completely still. There's a couple of pseudopods that appear to be like mid-swing that are just frozen in place. And he looks over your shoulder. Saiyna, Rhys, and Jola are still in this tunnel. And he goes, "Your fantasies are really getting out of hand, young man."
Fantasies?
He gestures all around him. A dragon? Really? That's a bit cliche, don't you think?
I'm not imagining any of this. I would not want any of this. People are getting hurt.
I think you and I should have a talk. Why don't we, and he looks down, and he looks the other way, sees this kind of empty landing that's got debris all over it, and he goes, "Well, this won't do. Hold on." And he snaps his finger, and you are sitting in a very palatial waiting room, effectively. There's some light music playing from somewhere. Just do
It's
do
hell.
do do do.
I was thinking Beetlejuice.
Do. Saiyna, Jola, and Rhys are there, sitting on a couch, but in the same pose and position that they were. So Saiyna has 4 swords drawn, still frozen in place. Rhys is screaming something. Jola is also screaming something. Seated across from you is that man, and he hands you a cup of spiced tea. He goes, "There, that's better, don't you think? Now, let's talk about your subconscious."
Did he just call you father? And I point to Rhys.
It's complicated.
Someone called him son, called me son, and called her, pointing to Jola, daughter.
Yes, there are very few benefits of being undead, but one of them is that you have a very keen sense of life essence and similarities within. So, technically accurate. Also inaccurate. Did I say it was complicated? It's very complicated. How's your tea?
How is the tea when I drink it?
How does Galdrien feel about tea in general?
Oh, he loves tea.
Oh, then it's the best tea you've ever drank.
Unless it's from death, of course.
As long as it's not being served to me by
It-
by
No
skeleton.
ham?
Like with seemingly no instructions, it is the perfect temperature, the perfect level of sweetness, the perfect level of spice. It is exactly how Galdrien would have prepared it if he would have made it. And he raises the cup to his lips and takes a sip and says, "Now, let's talk about your subconscious. How on earth did you come up? The dragons I get. Don't misunderstand me. I understand you were involved with that caldera fracas. But an ooze? Really? That seems irresponsible." And he's
I don't think. So you're saying that this was all just in my head? How much of what happened has been in my head?
oh no. Well, define your terms, really. Do you mean everything is in your head and that it is not real?
Yes.
Oh no, it's very real.
How? Then why? Then why are you saying that it's part of my subconscious?
Well, think about your time here in Hycosia. And then think about how many things have happened to you that you have preconceived notions about. Think about how you've wanted situations to turn out. And suddenly they did. Or didn't. Because you expected that.
So you're saying that everything that's happened since I came here is because it's how I thought it would happen. I have not seen any of this coming.
For lack of a better term, yes. You are possessed of a great and unique gift, young man.
That I can change the shape of reality.
Well, nothing so grandiose. I said a great gift, not an exceptional gift. You may and or may not have noticed Hycosia subtly bending to your will. You might say that your father was dead because that's what you expected to find, and that there was some great mystery to unravel because that's what you thought might be there.
I expected to find a man with weak pull-out game. That
Well,
didn't know he had a son.
I think perhaps Galdrien, if I may call you Galdrien, you put this notion up as a defense. And in your head, your father was some gallivanting adventurer who had mortal enemies beyond his kin and wielded vast powers. And so that's what you got. You needed allies, so you got them. You didn't expect your party to work together, so they didn't. You, and he gives you a wink, felt that you needed closure in regards to your mother, so a place that previously didn't exist was spontaneously created for you.
So you're saying that Are you saying that I caused my father to die? Or that I...
No, I caused your father to die. You...
Why?
Well, it was necessary. Let me explain. Hold on. One question at a time. While I am capable of communicating multiple concepts, I would prefer that we go through this piece by piece. Did you cause your father to die? No, I did. What was your question before that? I'm sorry. Would you like a refill?
Why did you cause my father to die?
Oh, right. That's where we were. It was necessary. Your father was... How do I put this delicately so that you don't misunderstand my meaning? He was He was too important to live to me, if that makes sense.
Not at all.
He had experiences. He had seen things. He was a piece of me that escaped. And I let him back into the fold, with a few exceptions. But his experience was necessary to me. So, in effect, he had to die. I see your face. I'm not making sense.
No. You're saying that my father was a part of you, and that this mortal realization of him had to die so that you could be whole?
Yes.
Then is his soul really with my mother?
Yes.
So
Your father gave himself back to me on several conditions. Chief amongst which is that you and your mother remained unharmed, and when his physical body was destroyed, the essence of his that I didn't take, the summation of his parts, really, was allowed to continue on to the next life, to wait for her. And I, being a reasonable man, agreed.
then what about Jola and Rhys?
He kind of nudges you and says, "You're a bit of a ladies' man. You understand."
A gnome and a pixie?
I mean,
I'm not judging.
various. He points at himself and says, "I am a being composed of various and sundry aspects, and it's very difficult to keep an eye on all of them at all times. So occasionally, one will escape, and then I deal with it."
So, any other brothers or sisters I should know about?
Should? No. I think you've connected with the two most salient ones.
Right.
There are more, of course.
So,
A being as old as I am doesn't get along without leaving a few offspring behind.
but what about what happens now?
Right. So, I suppose I've been rude. I haven't introduced myself. Do you know who I am, Galdrien?
I get the feeling that I was right when I asked my mother if the Sky Dweller was my father, just not in the way that I thought.
In a sense, yes.
Why the duels, actually?
Oh, well, and he points at Rhys and says, he was probably the closest. Perhaps Jola was his equal in their ability to affect reality. I needed to test what you were capable of, and quite frankly, you surprised even me. I was not as harsh a father in my testing as I should have been. I took it easy on you. But I think I learned just as well either way. Both what kind of man you are and what your abilities are. And you, by far, have the most promise of any of my children, if you want to call them that. He points, and somewhere off in the distance there is a tower. He says, the fact that you were able to construct that whole scenario just goes to show me how great your potential is. And I think the world will need that potential moving forward. Things are in motion, you see. So your father wasn't lying when you said you are not his heir. Perhaps it would be more appropriate to say you are my heir, with all the duties and responsibilities therein.
me. You're choosing me of all people. How do I know this isn't just me affecting reality, making things how I expect them to be? Bard, who has a sense of ego and entitlement, becomes heir to a near omnipotent being.
All right, tell me something you would like to change. Think about what you would like to change. I'm going to limit you to Hycosia, please.
Hycosia?
Just for simplicity's sake. And it's easier to explain to the other pillars if something changes here as opposed to in their domains.
Right. Galdrien will look out over Hycosia and he'll say, I want this place to be a beacon to the rest of the world.
That's noble, but a bit broad. Perhaps something more quickly accomplished.
All right.
That's a great goal.
Okay.
And we'll put a pin in that.
We'll put a pin in that. I have to start baby steps then. Okay. Everyone that's in that building, they're going to make it out of that building alive.
And he points and says, why? What's wrong with the building? And when Galdrien looks back, it's back completely into shape.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, then, in that case, we are going to have a very lovely dinner with Beline of House Tabacunon. We're going to chat like old times. She's going to adore me as much as she adores her own children, and we're going to set about solving problems together.
That seems like an admirable goal. So now that you've seen your influence on Hycosia, try to influence me.
Galdrien will look at him and say, well, I got you to challenge, get this many people to duel me.
Oh, I just did that to piss you off.
Every single one of them that's dead should just be that one. And points to Rincewind the Blade.
Really? Him? His arena performance was,
You know, I think he has some hidden talents. I think he's going to be, I think you'll find that he has a very excellent falsetto voice.
Interesting.
And he's going to decide that Blade's not really for him, but an aria is.
Well, that's excellent, and we'll get to that too. My point being, you asked how can you be sure this isn't your imagination running away with you. Well, there it is. If it was your imagination, you would be a being of power without limits. And as you can see, and he looks down, I'm quite unaffected.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But it would be funny.
It would be. And, you know, I am a man known for many things, mostly unintentionally inspiring fear and terror, chaos and unrest, and that's fine and all, but humor is one of the things I picked up from your father. And the city has been a great source of amusement to me over the last few decades. So, what say we make a list, and he gestures to a wall where everything you two have just talked about. There's a couple of there's a big corkboard with a couple of sections on it. One is to do, and one is completed, and one is maybe question mark. And there are these little pieces of paper, pinned to each of them. Because I think that's a good place to start. Why don't we go have dinner? I hear Baleen cooks for her guests herself and is excellent. And why don't we move on from there? If it helps, perhaps look at me as less of a father and more of a partner.
If you say so, partner.
Excellent. Now, let's say we get you something fancy to wear, and he kind of like, puts an arm around you, pats you on the shoulder, looks over his shoulder at the three that are still on the couch, and goes, we'll get them a carpet or something. Sound good to you?
All right.
And he leans in real close and goes, I have to be honest with you, Galdrien. I, in all of my forever, have never actually had a partner. I find it to be exhilarating. I think we'll do great things. And he, claps you on the shoulder again.
Consider yourself affected.
So says Wozniak and Jobs.
And that's where we'll end this arc of season 3. Galdrien and the being just walking off into the distance, just across the sky, as Jola, Rhys, and Saiyna wake up. There is a carpet waiting for you, and there's a man with just boxes of very fancy clothing waiting there. And you guys remember pretty much everything except going to actually meet at the spire of Tabakunan. Galdrien said he would meet you there. So we'll come to a close. So if you have questions or comments or concerns, I don't want to hear it.
Gary, what the fuck, man?
Yes, what the fuck, man, indeed.
It's
This entire
it's the
fucking
Sky
time.
Dweller. He's the fuck man.
That's true.
This entire time.
So, next up is Operation Suna.
Yep.
AKA, how many ways can we skin a fox? Wait.
In
You can certainly try.
in Enchanted Forest, fox skin you.
I cannot wait to be murder happy again.
Yes. Yes.
This playing good shit is a little too hard for me.
Well, you know what they say. Soon a fox.
I know.
You know what they say. Something. Why be murder unhappy when you can be murder happy?
Yes.
You
yes.
can't take the murder out of the fox, but the fox can put the murder in you.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you don't need to get murder takeout. Suna's got murder at home. So we're going to do...
So Galdrien's a god.
The son of a god.
Yeah, God-ish.
Oh man, his ego's gonna be even bigger now, isn't it?
I think
I
that
don't
he'd
know.
be... His existential crisis would be bigger.
That's
Yeah,
not what
a
he's
little
going to make bigger.
Hey,
Daddy
he's
issues.
perfectly happy where he is.
So
No.
we're,
Once he gets his party back together.
As he gets his part back.
we're gonna do a wrap-up episode for the patrons. And then, Operation Suna is a go. So you guys got anything?
Ooh. And when this episode that we're doing right now gets ready to be put online, we should have a poll. Do you think Suna's gonna lose her jacket? Have her parents get killed?
Galdrien lost a loot.
I mean,
Now
got one
that's
back.
true.
Now he has to deal with a shitty instrument that someone else tuned.
Like Shadow Galdrien has like
You mean
Different-
real Galdrien?
no Shadow fucking Galdrien. Yeah, fucking. He just has the action too high, which I guess is more more in line with like finger style, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. Probably used a slide on that thing, little glass slide on his fingers. That's why he had to have the action. So
You can get it restrung.
that's the one. No, he can just adjust the action.
I'm just waiting for the interaction where Suna's like, so Galdrien, are you a god? And Iacus is going to be like, if you're asked if you're a god, you say yes.
Galdrien's going to be like, I think, you know, in the end, we all have a little piece of God inside us.
No more mushrooms for any of you.
And on that note, find us at the places, do the things.
The mushrooms?
Yeah, if that's one of the things that gets us paid, do mushrooms. No, that sounds off.
Yeah. We do the mushroom stuff?
Will mushroom stamp you?
No.
We'll eat your mushrooms.
No. Nope. You know, find us on iTunes, leave a review, and I would say thank God it's over, but we've still got 2 more to go before I learn from my insane folly of splitting the party 4 ways.
They're the 2 murderous ones.
Yeah, I know.
So that's why I said.
Let the bloodbath begin.
That's why I said Ardith's gonna have the social campaign. She's gonna have to play nice. All right.
She can play nice. She just gets really angry at underneath the skin.
All right. So that's all I got. If you guys don't have anything, thanks for joining us. We'll see y'all next time.